get a better look at it this time. 2 small white horns. It seems to be smiling. A shiver runs down your spine. Is there anyone out here? Yeah, dude, no one replies to me. They always think I'm dangerous, and I'm never dangerous. That's the thing, is I'm like legitimately just never dangerous. Look at me, I'm flying a ship that doesn't even have space for guns, let alone actual guns. My slurmlings want me to extend some benevolence to those in this dark and unforgiving space. Would any receive it? There's someone who actually replied to me. Missed your local post while warping from point A to point B, but seen it now, so waving. Spaceships passing in the night and all. Ah, yes, Neo. I could feel your passing. I know as much. I thought for a moment it was just one of my slurmlings passing gas instead. But now that you bring it up yourself, it makes all the sense in the world. Tell me, Neo, do you like to roll dice? As in gamble, not so much, but I pass no judgment on those so inclined. Ah, yes. I speak not of anything so vulgar or crude. I speak of stations and starfarers. Do you know it? They're probably thinking, what's wrong with this weird dude? Yeah. Like, what is this shit? Hold on. SNS, the old style role-playing game? I stopped following it after the 3.5 update. It's the D&D reference, yes. Oh yes, we have progressed quite significantly since then. Let me give you a little taste. Dude, the 3.5er? Hell yes. No. They don't know Stations and Starfarers, but Dungeons and Dragons, they do. It's so cool. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Now. Neo. You find yourself in a familiar setting. You are on Johto Station. You are in your favorite pub. It is quite a lively place, and you are surrounded by friends and family. You're playing your favorite tabletop game. Stations and Starfarers. And it is your turn to roll the dice. Quite an important roll, I might add. I will now roll the dice for you. It was meant to be a simple perception check. One that you have done a dozen times tonight already. Instead, something happened. Something unexpected. The dice grew heavy in your hand, and as it struck the table, runes appeared. You started to feel a little light-headed. What do you do? Alright, those of you in chat right now, exclamation point, enter, and you can get in on this action. Neo shakes their head groggily and peers down at the runes uncertainly. Oh, that's just what they needed to do. As your eyes meet the runes, they glow, and somehow they expand. They don't just get larger before your eyes, they fill your very mind. Then, in the blink of an eye, it is all gone. Johto's station and that little pub, your friends and family, the hustle and bustle of the people all around you, just gone. Before you now lies a magnificent sight that you, even in all your travels, could never believe existed. It is a forest, trees as high as mountains, their dark boughs overhead filled with color, but also danger. Before you is a number. It is etched into the very air. 2. Then, without warning, 5 containers spawn from the very earth itself, the mud of the forest ground parting as they lift. You look around. There is no one nearby. What is your next move? Exclamation point enter, and you can also just jump in and get something out of this. 2 winners, by the way. I don't usually do giveaways, but hey, if I can do it like this, I'm happy to do it. Just to clarify, I can see the number 2 etched into the very air, and 5 containers erupt from the earth in this new forested space. Just so. The containers are unmarked, but seem relatively modern in design. You get the feeling you could open them if you try, if you desired. As you ponder your next move, you hear the howling of what you assume is an ancient beast out there somewhere in the deep and lush vegetation. It sounds too far to be any trouble, but you hear it nonetheless. I'm so excited for this. I'm just so excited. Although I just want to point out, I don't really care for the giveaway. I'm here for this. Tentatively peer at the number 2 etched into the air, and then back at the containers. Then circle carefully around the containers, attempting to assess the whole area for signs of anything else interesting or potentially dangerous. You peer at the containers so intently that your eyes start to ache. Your head starts to hurt. You see. I will now roll a wit check. You have rolled a 1. That is a critical failure. You circle around the containers. You investigate like you feel you never have before, but you see nothing but containers. They could contain onions. They could have within them the greatest treasure in the world. They could even contain your very ticket out of here. You have no clue. You just see containers. Around the back, as you approach the end of your circle, you do see a light shimmering in the direction you came from, almost exactly where you appeared. Attempting to keep some awareness of the shimmer, I approach the containers more closely and attempt to understand what mechanism might be used to open one of them. You approach the nearest container. You even go as far as to reach out toward it. As you do, a viewing display appears atop it. You can see some of the very same runes you saw on your dice etched into the display. This is not a language you know. That much is clear, but it does not seem dangerous. Somehow you know that touching the display would, in fact, activate the container, perhaps showing you what's inside. What is your next move? Glancing first in all directions to make sure no other things have appeared or changed, touch the display. The area around you is much how it was when you first arrived. That is to say, it is quite unlike any area you have been in before. You find yourself wishing you could spend more time just exploring it. You are, however, drawn to these containers. You feel compelled to open them. You reach out to touch the first display. With a pop and a hiss, the viewing display fades and the container slowly lifts open. There's a flash of light, and then your communicator buzzes on your hip. You have received currency. It would seem the currency is on its way to your virtual wallet right now. It may, however, take a few moments to reach it. With the first container open, you hear a fizzle in the air. You see the number before you reduce by 1. It reads 1. Examine whatever buzzed on your hip, assuming it's not completely distracting, then peer into the now open container. You lift your communicator up and see on the display that you have been sent some plex. You have no idea how the plex made its way to whatever alien planet this is you find yourself on, but you feel grateful nonetheless. The container, however, stands empty. The display on its lid now dark. The others still glow ominously, invitingly. What is your next move? I just love it. I love it. It's so fun. I know it's not really Eve, but it's a little Eve, you know? Just a little. Carefully circle the area again, this time facing away from the containers, most especially looking for anyone or anything lurking or up above in the dense plants. You begin your now familiar routine of checking all the way around the containers. You take special note of the thick underbrush surrounding the clearing you find yourself in. You hear all the same sounds. Critters, beasts, the rustling of leaves and plants in the gentle breeze. Nothing seems out of place, however, and you do feel at ease for some reason. Assuming I see nothing more than the glow near where I appeared, return to one of the containers, not immediately next to the one I previously opened, and open that one. After your checks, you approach a second container. You pick the far one. The one that looks like it has the good stuff in it. As you reach for it, however, a little black critter pops out from behind it, startling you. And then, after a brief chitter, runs into the dense undergrowth. I will now perform a vitality check to see if your heart survives this encounter. It did, after all, give you quite fright. You feel right as rain. You feel better than you ever have before, in fact. And you feel rather good about your chances with this next container. That little critter could have been your end. Instead, it seems it has spurred you on and given you the gusto you need to make the move required. You reach out. You hear the pop and hiss once more. The container slides open yet again. A tense moment passes. You have obtained loot. You find a data stick in the container. In a hasty motion, you pluck it up and give it a scan. It would seem you have found some licenses for starfaring vessel decorations. Oh, yes indeed, these are the good ones. The number fizzes once more, a little more intensely this time. And then, after reducing by yet another one, it disappears entirely. You see that faint light that spawned near where you first appeared coalesce into a portal? Beyond it, you see that pub on Choto's station. You see your friends and family. They are all frozen, as if patiently awaiting your return. The other containers loom in your peripheral vision, dark and foreboding. What is your next move? Glancing briefly around, again, particularly seeking any sign of danger, I approach the portal. Barring some other sign or change, enter it. You move slowly and cautiously. You can feel your heart beating in your throat. throat. You are tense now, for a reason you cannot explain. The peace and tranquility of the grove gone, replaced by an eerie darkness. As you near it, the portal expands and flashes briefly. It is inviting you to enter it. Behind you, you hear a rustling in the leaves. You glance over your shoulder and see that little critter once more. You get a better look at it this time. 2 small white horns. It seems to be smiling. A shiver runs down your spine, and you jump for the portal. I will now roll a dexterity check. You have rolled well, it would seem the dice is malfunctioning. You enter the portal and somehow find yourself back in your seat, the very same one you were in before. You hear the music start up around you again. The lively atmosphere pulls you in like a mother would their child after a long day. You are home. Home from where, however? You see your companions carrying on as if nothing happened. Perhaps nothing did? You scramble to check your communicator. You check the pocket that had the data stick. It is all still there. That was real. Whether they will believe you if you tell them, or whether you will sound like just another crazy, it doesn't matter. This experience shall live on with you for all time, and longer, perhaps. You went somewhere you should not have been able to get. You encountered something out there. You returned with spoils? Wait, did you just go on an adventure? Thank you for playing Stations and Starfarers. Your rewards shall be sent to you shortly. I hope this experience lives on for a long while and pushes you to even greater heights and adventures yet. Farewell now from this old slurm, and thank you kindly for humoring them. You performed about as well as could be expected, especially considering the encounter you had. They will get 150 plex, and then one of these from their data stick. You know what? Goddamn, they can have 2. Can I do all of it together? Create contract. Thank you for playing Stations and Starfarers. For the giveaway in chat, let's have a quick peek here. 2 winners. 36 entries. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Alan Dot and Dat Spoonie. Dude, hell yes. So this is going to be a pretty simple one for you guys. Let me show you why. Just because you guys have humored me so greatly. Titus Lone Wolf, I'm going to do 2 things for you. Firstly, I'm just sending you ISK. Okay? You get that, but that's not all. You also get these nice skins. Have to give these to people. So you get this one and this one. Stations and Starfarers. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. 250, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Stations and Starfarers. Enjoy. These are some really nice skins, and I'm going to have some new ones soon as well. And thank you so much for humoring me, for sitting around, for listening, for watching, for enjoying. It is always a pleasure. You're most welcome. Hey, you're all welcome. Damn. And for real, if any of you ever run into Neo, tell them they're good sport. They seem to actually commit to it. They seem to actually get immersed and just have some fun with it. So it was fantastic. I'm so glad that they went for it. Yeah, no, dude, it's the pleasure of my life. Yeah, it makes me happy. It makes me happy to be able to do something small, something entertaining, and also something rewarding.